So coming to the Q&As in one line, this question comes up very often. Balancing, how do I balance life? I will send you one pager on FAQs today. You all can go through that. If you still have doubts, I'm there tomorrow. Balancing is a general statement. You always have to balance, right? And everything is important. You can't live. Priorities, you can prioritize what I should do. I have an exam, I may not have time to tell Hare Krishna 100 times, but I can tell once. When I open the book, I can tell Hare Krishna and open. Are you with me? So you can always balance time, and time is Krishna. It will expand if you want something. How to be a good listener? Very tough, yeah. You're asking me the most tough question now. How to be a good listener? Exactly. So how to be a good listener is basically a management question. When they asked me when I was in management also, I could not answer the question because listening is a habit. Everything is a habit, right? So Nectar of Instruction says Vacho Vegam. So basically like how we get attracted. I see a food, I can't control. I see a beautiful person, I can't control. Same way talking is also an addiction. Vacho Vegam is the first Nectar of Instruction where they say control your urges to speak. If you control your urge to speak, naturally you will be having a control to listen. I'll tell you one example. I was told that I should unmute all of you. I mean, I should mute all of you. I hate it. Okay, I hate it. I do not, when I do any advanced lecture, I do not use the mute button at all, right? But why are we using it? Because some of them who will have this Vacho Vegam cannot control, will talk. I mean, accidentally you will talk behind the screen or take a phone. I'm not telling that. You have the tendency to talk. And this problem, all of us have. That is why there is a mute button given in all Zoom chats, right? So it's a common problem. So kindly, the only thing is consciously you make an effort to listen and reply. Don't react. I'm telling you, hey, you girls are very bad. Hey, why are you telling girls are bad? I would have not meant girls. Nah? So now I use the word guys. Oh, are you telling that? No, I never meant. I meant every one of us in the whole. So if you listen for one more second, you have an answer for a question which doesn't exist at all, right? So just listen and then, obviously instead of reacting. That is the best way. How to be a good listener is only by practice. What do you think about atheists? Do you know, people say, and this was a shock to me, I'm going to ask you this question. Can you tell me how much percentage of this world population are atheists? I need a number. Percentage is a number against 100. If there are 100 people, how many do you think are atheists? What is the percentage? 30%. Okay, Sanjeev, I will listen. Okay, there's no right answer, wrong answer. I'll give you the answer in terms of what is written in Vedas. No, all of you right here. Number. Don't tell me you all don't know what. 90%. Are me too. Okay. 50%. 5%. Manali, I will support you because I thought 85% first time. First time I thought 5% are atheists. 89%. Somebody is in statistics. 25%. So beautiful number, 35, 40. Okay. So basically the answer is 99% is above 90%, almost close to 99%. And we will read this in Ishopanishad. They say are atheist. How is that possible? Because what is the definition of atheist? There are only two categories, theist and atheist. That is Sura. We don't know the positive side. Theist we have never heard. Sura we have never heard. Asura means somebody who are, Asura we all know, okay. So people who are not God conscious. God conscious doesn't mean going to temple alone, no. The definition of atheist is not someone who says, I don't believe in God. It also means someone who says, I don't believe in Vedas. So you will have a lot of people who go to temple, okay, they are theists, but they don't read Bhagavad Gita. They come and atheist. Do you know there's something called Ravana philosophy, which is coming now? And Hiranyakashipu, all of you know is bad. But Ravana, many people tell me, in fact, he's a very big devotee. He's a big devotee of Shiva. If he's a devotee of anyone, okay, genuinely, will he do harm to anyone? Will he not have any of these qualities of compassion? Right? So how do you call him what do you call him? You call him a non-atheist? He's prayed. Praying is not a qualification. So there are so-called atheists who say that I don't believe in God. That is one category. There are many people who pray God for benefit to ruin someone. That is also atheist. One more set of people who do not believe in the form of God. That is also one category. So the variation of atheist is very different. but it's like water. Is this pure water, mineral water? I say yes, but somebody will tell no, RO water is pure, right? Same way, the atheist philosophy is a gradation. The percentages vary. Vedic definition of atheist is anybody who believes in the book, in Shastra, in Veda, in one line Bhagavad Gita, is an atheist, is not an atheist, sorry, is a non-atheist, is a theist, and the opposite is atheist. Now, don't ask me Quran or Bible, it's all built. What? When I'm telling a holy book, I'm talking about any Vedas, all these authorized Vedas. How, Hare Krishna. Thanks. You guys can unmute and talk. You all can ask the questions. Please unmute yourself. You can unmute and, you can talk. Only during the session, I want a silent question. You got your answer. Oh, thank you so much. How to stay calm in every situation? Very tough questions these are actually. Though it sounds simple and all of us aspire, staying calm is the toughest thing one can think of. You know why? Because staying calm is not an easy thing at all. Why? Because, the most toughest part of everybody's life is staying calm, because all of us are having a confused emotional quotient. If you have a high emotional quotient, should you be calm or not? That's a question, right? So that's what we were reading. The only way you can control that is, what is calmness? It's coming from where? It's coming from, is it coming from your intelligence or your mind? It's coming from your mind. You understand? When you make your intelligence control your mind, then all this will fall. As of now, our mind is controlled. Example, is mind a best friend or an enemy? No, Megha, I'll answer your question in 1 second. Thank you. Is your mind, just answer this, is your mind a friend or an enemy? Depends. Okay, Sanjeev, I will take your question, but somehow it can be both. Okay. Both. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to ask you one question. All of you have one best friend. It is how we want it to be. Very beautiful. Megha, nice answers. All are lovely answers. Do you all have one good friend? One friend? Yes. Okay. Now, this person, Sanjeev, can you unmute yourself, please? Sanjeev, can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. So you have a friend. Is this friend a friend of you right now?
Yes, ma'am. He is.
Okay. 1 hour back, was he your friend or was he your enemy?
He was my friend.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. He was.
After 1 hour, will he be your friend or enemy?
It depends on his action.
Okay, but what do you think?
He will be my friend. He will be my friend.
So same way, you already answered your question. So mind can be your friend or enemy, depends. It's a perfect answer. There is no doubt. But whether your mind is a friend or enemy depends on how you make your mind, right? So once the mind is your friend, is permanently your friend. It's not like today my mind is a friend. Yesterday the mind was my enemy. Tomorrow it will become my enemy. You understand what I'm saying? Currently, our mind is not controlled. Mind is enemy. But you can make it your friend when you control your mind. We will see this in length in the 6th chapter, and we also have mind control videos. I will take you all through. But just for all of you all have answered both. Both is a perfect answer. But to be more precise, in your 6th chapter, this will come up very clearly, wherein your mind cannot be both at the same time. As of now, it is an enemy only. But to make it a friend, you need the help of the intelligence. How we use, and that will answer, I'm getting angry, I need to be calm. How can I manage my breakup relationship? All your questions will get answered there. Because currently our mind is an enemy, because it has to listen to me. No? If I'm telling, if a mind is a friend, am I listening to it or is it listening to me? As of now, all of you have woken up early morning and you have come. So if you are logging in at 6 o'clock, you should have woken up at least at 5 to 5:30, right? So your mind is listening. So that time it has acted as a friend, but anytime it can push you, because mind equally competes to fight against you. So command, you are servant of your mind. That's what they say. You make your mind a servant. Very easy to say, but is it possible to you? Everything in paper is possible, then our life would have been so beautiful. No? So that is the actual answer. So as of now, the mind is an enemy. Let's try and see how much of Bhagavad Gita we understand to make it our friend. Did I answer your question? Partly. Hare Krishna. Did I at least answer your question partly? I am not giving you all direct answers because most of these answers are like how you all are replying. Depends. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Higher level of spirituality, it is controlling your senses. From Neha. Higher level of spirituality, is it controlling your senses? Higher level of spirituality, we are talking about spiritual quotient. The point is very simple. I told bodily platform. Now, what decides whether we are an intelligence platform or bodily platform is first knowledge, right? I am giving you a lot of change and I'm telling you this is 100 rupee. What will you do? Meha, you can unmute yourself. You will count 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 30 rupee, and you've added 100 rupee. You trust me, right? So this is perfect. So what I am trying to tell is you are adding the money. So what is taught you to add? Max. So is max important or not important? Yes, max is important, right? So where are we talking about max being important? We have learned max to be important from school, right? So is mathematics important or not? If you ask, the answer is very generic, but the answer will be yes, because that has helped us to practically use max in our day-to-day life. Same way, spirituality, is it important? It is not about being important. It is a way of life. Like max, if you do not know to add, you cannot survive in your material world. Same way, if you do not know spirituality, you actually do not know how to survive, right? So it becomes an absolute must. So that is my answer. Hare Krishna. Thank you. If we keep a control in tongue in today's world, does it have birth? In yes, Shakuntala, it's today's time. Is it useful to keep shut? Shakuntala, very beautiful question. Ma, please unmute. I have never told you any time to be shut. No. Do you understand that I have unmuted you all so many times during the class and I wanted you all to chat with me? Is because I wanted to communicate. And when I say communicate, I'm not talking about only me. I want you to communicate everywhere, whether it's school, college, professor, everything. But what is important is how you communicate, right? So there is a difference between reaction and a response. Do not react. Do not, like, for example, if I just told you now, right? When I'm telling, hey guys, I don't want you to react and tell, Mataji, you told guys, then does it not apply? That is a reaction. But if you wait and if you don't get convinced, you can always tell, ma'am or Mataji, you are telling guys, this is not applicable to me. I'm a girl or I'm a lady, then I will understand that I made a mistake and I'll correct. But if you react, what will happen is, first and foremost, your BP is going up, my BP will go up, and finally we don't find an answer, right? So I will tell, hey, what you are talking like this, and you react, I react, both of us react, we'll go. So nowhere, just 1 second, I'll put the phone on tab on chat. Nowhere have I told that you should not react. I've only told that you should respond, right? You should ask questions. Nobody is telling you not to ask questions. You should. But don't react, don't be angry, don't shout, right? Not only in today's world, every world you should talk. Even when your parents are telling you what you're doing is wrong, I want you to be only a doctor. No, I never told you should listen. I'm telling you should listen to them and reply. Tell them, no, ma, I don't want to be one, or I don't want to be this. They will understand. But the point is, we react. They also react. So what is a reaction of the reaction? Right? It becomes Newton's third law, right? Every action has equal and opposite reaction, was a different meaning, and I understood differently when I was young. And I will explain how dumb I was. But before I explain that, what is happening in our reaction? You shout, I shout, you shout. Neither of us, but very beautifully told. We don't listen. None of us listen. We'll only be throwing weights, waste of time, waste of energy also. And our purpose does not get fulfilled. If our purpose is to fulfill our mission, then we have to listen and reply. There is no direct line between ear to mouth. Only during japa it is there. Your mouth tells you should hear. Otherwise, from your ears, it should go to your mind, your intelligence, and then only it should come through your mouth. But most of the time, it's like twine, right? It should go like this. That doesn't come. That is the issue. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
I hope I've answered you, no?
Yeah. Yes, you have answered me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sudhir, you can unmute yourself now. How to get self-motivated every day? You are already self-motivated. Otherwise, you won't first of all register for Bhagavad Gita and come at 6 o'clock. But I am again answering the same thing. A self-motivation is an English term, which means that your intelligence has to work. Your mind has to take control over a situation. What is self-motivation? I have to study. Okay, I don't want to study. Let me play. Fine, play. But mind tells you, I want to play. Give the way. Intelligence tells you no problem, play, but just take 5 minutes. It should be a break. But if you play, telling that I will play forever for 1 hour, 2 hours, and diverting my thought, if I play, it's nice. If I don't play, I will be thinking of my physics exam or your accounts exam or commerce and economic. Therefore, I play, then you understand you're becoming a slave of your mind. Self-control is, yes, you do something, but for a specific time. You will gain this through your Gita course. That's the main point. So already you are self-motivated, and how to control this, you learn all these techniques for self-control. How to control compulsive action? Hare Krishna. Shrikant, please, can you explain this? Shrikant, can you explain how to control compulsive action? What do you mean by compulsive action? I mean, are you telling that somebody is forcing you to do something? Do you define it that way? Please unmute yourself, Shrikant. I am not able to hear you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Ma'am, by the forceful action of mind, compulsive action is like this. I'm not want to doing this, but I'm simply doing this because I have get caught up on that situation.
Very beautiful. This is the same thing, Krishna, Arjuna, very, very brilliant thing. This will come up in chapter 4 when Arjuna asked Krishna, about lust or greed or whatever. He says, then what happens? Why am I forced to do something which I don't want to do? Is that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Wait till the 4th chapter. Now Arjuna will Krishna will answer this question, and you will get your answer too. Arjuna, very beautiful question, because Arjuna asked this. I know I don't want to do this. I know this is wrong, but still I'm forced to do something. Why? This is his question. He answers the question in a huge para, which I will explain in 4th chapter, but I would request you to wait till the 4th chapter. In one line, what he says is we are controlled by not just what we think. That answer he will give in the 4th chapter. If I tell now, it will be confusing. If it is not answered in the 4th chapter, please come back to me, because I do not remember these questions as I go to the next day. So if a question I'm telling you in 6th chapter will be answered, and if it is not answered, please ask me on that day so that I will try and give the links for your issues. Can you wait? Can you hold on till then for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you.
I do.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Devotee Sanji, do you meditate? Okay, very beautiful question. And I have to admit that I wanted to meditate for a very long time. And the concept of meditation I was taught from young is you close your eyes and do nothing. I did nothing and I got severe headache. They said initially you will get headache and later the headache will go. So I continued doing the same thing and my headache never went. Meditation never came, but headache also never went. So to answer your question in one line, do I meditate in the conventional way of what they tell? Think of nothing. No, I don't do that. It doesn't work for me. And you all also don't have to do. There is an easy way of meditating, which is called the Nama Jama, which I will share with you shortly. So the concept how I meditate, I will tell you is, I tell this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We will all meditate this together. And how you will do is your mouth will talk, you will tell, and you will hear. As I told you, don't use any of your other senses. You talk, you hear. That's it. By doing that, your concentration does not get diverted. Obviously, we'll get diverted. That's a different story. But you will have a word to focus on. So it's easier for you to meditate. Can I request all of you to tell once whatever I'm telling and try it many times? We will every day tell this 6 times. Like I tell first day 6 times, second day 12 times, and like that we keep increasing. So on the 18th day, we will tell 6 into 18, which is 108 times. So can we tell this 6 times? Is that fine? Can you all join with me? Yeah. You can all unmute and start. Or you can mute and do whichever. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadhara Srivastava Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. And so this is the logic. So this is how I meditate. So every day we will all meditate together so that we will reduce the thought or stress on this particular thing, right? So easy way of doing, and every day I will do with you all. Today we did 6, tomorrow we'll do 12 and go on. What is the true definition of enlightenment? Who are said to be realized souls? Okay, Tanya, it's 18th chapter question you're asking now. Who is a realized soul is answered from the 2nd chapter till the 18th chapter by Krishna to Arjuna. Please wait, because it's not a one-liner, it's a course. So, you know, the trailer has just begun. We will enter the journey shortly, and you will get answered on who is realized soul. Very intelligent and very interesting question. Please hold. From where can I get the book? You can even online, you can order online, or you can actually quickly, I will show you where you can start reading here. There is something called Veda Base. So Veda Base online, we have shared this link. You know, it is in your settings. If it is not there, we'll have it updated. Also the Zoom, we will unmute you, the chat for a while. Please do not share any forwards. My only request is, you know, please use it as a learning tool. So if you have any doubts which are not answered, you can put it in the chat box. We'll open it from tomorrow. So can you see this? So you can go to Veda Base. So you can just, this is the ID, vedabase.in. Yeah, so it's already there. So this has your whole soft copy. Bhagavad Gita as it is. I will post the book in all the groups today. But Bhagavad Gita as it is there. All your chapters are there. My request is, we didn't have too much time for intro. Go through the intro. Please read this one. Even if you do not have time to read the whole text, just read these short text for now. Later, please read all the text and purports. Only then you will really understand what we are doing. Though you may not have time to cover everything, but at least give a reading to the main texts which are here, which is like a summary, you know, it's like your quick index. So this can really help you. So there are lots of books, but you can start off with Bhagavad Gita and we will share. And tomorrow, how to do your quizzes. Every day there is a quiz. You can answer your quiz at the end of the day. And Neetu will tell you the process as to how we can do the quizzes. And we will have the admins introduction also. We have a few admins who are like y'all, who have come to help me. So is there any other questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji, we have a raised hand from PQRS.
I'm not able to hear you.
We have a raised hand from
Oh, sure.
PQRS.
Please unmute.
Yeah.
Please unmute her or him. Please go ahead. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sharmista, you can please unmute yourself. Yeah, please tell me. What is the best thing about being a believer? Very beautiful question. See, what is the best thing in going to LKG? Sharmista, you can unmute. What is the best thing in studying ABCD? This is like this. Like how material world, you need to do a basic for us to manage. Even without that, you can still manage. But spiritual things we need to understand. It is not whether you're a believer or not a believer. We need to understand things for us to survive, right? Like, what's the point in knowing good? These are very general questions, right? So it is, I'm not forcing you to be a believer or a non-believer, but certain things, it's like this, right? Your mom, when you get up, right? When you sleep in the night, you know very well that there is a roof and your dad is taking care of the roof. The roof will not fall down, right? Now, what is the point in being a believer? Now, morning you get up, your mom is giving you milk, whatever, milk, coffee, tea, bonvita, I'm just using and you know for a fact that she's going to pack your lunch, do you go cross-check with her, Mama, have you packed the food for me? Do you do that? You may go and tell her, I want this food. That is different. But do you have a doubt whether she will keep your water bottle? Forget at this age. At LKG, you don't, right? So the point is, why do you believe? Because belief is basic in every world and every life. So what's the best thing about being a believer is, if you don't believe, then you can't even survive. You need to believe. What you have to believe is a different story. Shraddha is the basic in your life. Right? So I hope I've answered your question, unless I've not understood your question completely. Sharmista, please unmute yourself and let me know.
Jai Shri Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Ma'am, you have answered my question.
Thank you so much, Sharmista. Hare Krishna. And someone who's raising the hand, please, you can unmute. And Jit, how treat the people who always neglect you? Okay, very nice question. But why are we even treating the people who are neglecting you? Forget them, no? You can unmute yourself, because the answer is very easy from my end. But maybe you're going through a lot of trauma. Let me hear from you to make it a little more empathetic rather than more. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jeet, you can unmute yourself. Are you talking about anyone in particular? Because nobody can neglect you. See, it's a feeling, right? A lot of things are feelings. See, there are three things which are there, which is called Adi Atmika, Adi Bautika, Adi. These are the things which we feel, right? Adi Devika. So when we start with Adi Atmika, are problems I face with my body and mind. I feel that I am being neglected. Maybe true, I'm not telling. I may feel it may not exist. Adi Bautika, someone may really come and tell you're useless. So the person has done it to me and I feel. Now I can't control that external person. And third is Adi Devika, which is like COVID, it's happening. I can't control Adi Devika because it's out of control. I can't control Adi Bautika, which is external, but I think I can control Adi Bautika. My friend is neglecting me, I therefore think I can control her. My dad is shouting at me, I think I can control her. We don't. We can't control. That is the reason we have a challenge. But what we can control is, I can control my Adi Atmika. What I feel within, I can control, and I can try and see, is there anything I can do differently? Okay, he or she is neglecting me. Is there any way I can think differently? Okay, she's neglecting me. Okay, I don't want to hold on to it. It's a feeling. I can't answer you. It's because it's a spiritual, emotional question, right? Emotions can't be answered with one line. But all I'm trying to tell you is, can I go ahead and try to stop thinking of being affected by this person? The person is neglecting me. How long? Right? As I said, Krishna will give us the thought to forget that also, that pain also. This journey will answer. I know I may not have answered you in one line, and it is very difficult to answer emotional questions in one line. However, please stay through this journey of 18 days and you will get your answer. So the only answer for how do I feel, if I feel neglected, it's a feeling. You feel neglected. Nobody can make you feel angry, hurt, or neglected, because these are feelings which you can control. Currently, we are suffering because we are unable to control. The moment we start controlling, we will be able to make our mind our servant. Currently, we are keeping it as our boss. Hare Krishna. I hope I have partly answered your question.
Hare Krishna, thank you, ma'am.
Sure, Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I'm trying to answer your question, but I'm trying really hard. But I may not be answering your questions. Krishna will hopefully answer most of the questions in your 18 days.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions? If we do not have any questions, then we can end the session.
Can you hear me?
Sure. Hare Krishna.
Dia has a question.
Yeah, please go ahead, dear. Hare Krishna.
In the ISKCON store, I can find two malas, Javamalas. One is simple Javamala and a Tulasi Mala. Which should be?
Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now, ma'am?
It's very difficult. You have to raise your voice. Class timings will be sharp 5:30. You can log in. We will have Bhagavad Gita Shloka session, and then we will end the session. That is the shlokas. Then we will do chanting till everybody joins. Yeah, that's the thing. Hare Krishna. So the Tulsi Mala is generally advised for senior, once you get more used to. At the beginning, you start with the normal Japamala or any beads chain. And the speciality of the chanting is there is no time, place, and person. You can chant any time of the day, any place, everything. So this is an advantage of chanting with a normal beat. Please go ahead and do that, Divya. Did I answer your question, Divya? Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? And Hare Krishna. Someone wants me to define atheist. Very simple. Who is a theist? Believer in God and Vedas is a theist. Non-believer is atheist. That's a two definition. It is given in Isha Upanishad mantra, at the very beginning, very clearly it says, mantra 3, where it says, Asurya namate loka andena tamasavritaha tamste pregya vigachanti eke atma manujanaha. Hare Krishna. Very clearly, two things are brought in. People who are in Asura, who don't believe where they enter, and they are called killer of the soul. Why am I bringing this up is because your body needs food. Same way soul needs to hear about Krishna. If you don't give it, then your spiritual quotient is not answered and you're literally not feeding the soul. So it's not a wish, it's not an option, it is a need. So anyone who does not believe in the Veda is an atheist. Simple definition as per Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Like when you said ki jo atheist hai, okay, atheist is a non-believer and theist is a believer, right?
Yes.
But what I feel is a person who is believing in God but not following his teachings is also an atheist. Is it so?
Yes, that is what Veda says. That anyone who see, what do you call as a believer in God? Can you tell I believe in my mom, but I will not listen to her? We tell that, that's a different story. But you will not believe even a single word of what she says, then how can you tell that you like her? And you believe.
Yeah, right.
So you believe someone, you will see, you're telling you believe someone, right? So if you're telling me you believe me, you may not like the answer I'm telling, but you will at least listen to me and start to understand what I'm trying to tell you. Are we understanding each other now? You'll at least listen to me, right? So same way when you say that I don't believe in Vedas, have you read the Vedas to tell that you don't believe in Vedas? You have to hear it once, listen, and then you decide. But without reading, I don't believe in Veda, and you're telling you're a believer of Krishna or God, right? How can both tally? Because they are opposite. You tell I trust my mom, but just that I won't even see her face. Doesn't tally. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So if there are no more questions, let's end the session. And thank you so much for staying here. And Hare Krishna, we'll meet again tomorrow 5:30. And for all those who want to hear the Bhagavad Gita shlokas, followed by Kirtan, and 6 o'clock class we will start. Perfect. And tomorrow is a very interesting chapter, chapter 2. Soul and all of it you'll hear tomorrow. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All of
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, ma'am.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma. Hare Krishna.
Excellent session, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Krishna's blessings and thanks to all of you all. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Hare Krishna. We'll see you again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.